Three, two, one. We're live.
You're now watching two old farts making noises.
That every time that intro, I
Hi.
just literally want to watch a 1960s cop show. That's all I can say. Every time I see that, I just want to watch
Columbo.
it. Kind of like well on Sunday night on NBC when I was a kid, they had the cop mystery week. So it was Columbo, McLeod, McMillan and wife,
Yeah.
Banachek, and I used to watch, and I love that stuff. That was awesome. So, but that no one remembers that but me. So because that's a long time ago.
Columbo was nice. Just one question.
Yep.
Always that same line.
You gotta love Peter Falk.
One more
Columbo.
question. Yeah.
So before we came on air, Morton was telling us he got 2 shots today, and we thought they were whiskey. But
I thought it was heroin or something, but it's
whatever,
none of
LSD,
this, right?
mushrooms. Yeah, he got something.
Some shots.
But one of them apparently was for COVID,
And the other
shot
was
he
whiskey shot.
We don't have any. He has no idea what they gave him. So
I kind of have an idea.
Okay.
It was expensive though, but the doctor is maybe beginning with doing this regularly.
Right.
First one free. I said no. She said you have to. It's for influenza.
Okay.
The
flu.
Sure. We don't want you to get the flu.
Seasonal flu, right?
So
Yeah. God forbid something happens to you, then David has to change the
Yeah.
graphics. I mean, we have to. Yeah.
one in each arm. So no.
Okay.
I have to keep my arm crossed. I'm a bit dizzy today, but that's good.
Yeah.
Wait.
We
Today
will-
you're dizzy?
we
Not
have
any
the
other
show.
day. Just today you're dizzy. Not any other day.
Yeah.
Okay,
Never.
just check.
Morten,
Never.
don't worry. I am dizzy every day because of the
Cheers.
wine, mainly.
He's dizzy every day. So, let me just say this. This piece of clothing that I'm wearing is in the merch store. I have to plug the merch store. But it's from, and next week we're going to wear something of Adam's on Adam's show. But this is called this is Steve the Creator. We also have the creation of David. As you can tell from the painting behind me, it is the painting on a hoodie. So
It's a very summer mood, as I said.
it's a very,
very
can I tell you,
colorful and,
it's nice and warm. It keeps me nice and
Oh.
toasty. I'm liking it. Yeah. So it's very cool. So
It's
for all
warm
you, yeah, it's nice and warm.
physically
It's a-
and mentally also because
it's
it's art
physically,
and it
mentally.
affects mentally our
And the nice
soul.
thing is, I was walking down 6th Street in Austin, and everybody there's on drugs and mushrooms and whatever.
Oh,
And
they
they're
are
like,
shots.
they all
Really?
wanted to touch me and rub me, and I was like, all right, I can never wear this in public again. But yeah, so and then at the dog park, one person said, "Is that you on your shirt?" I'm like, "Of course." And I had to explain it. And then we had somebody doing some work at the house, and the guy thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So I guess we're sending him one. So yeah, so there are only 250 of these ever going to be made. So if you want one for the holidays, go to the merch store. Link below. You can go there. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the funniest thing going on in the world. This COP28, which is the program in Dubai where they're making statements about fossil fuels. I read an article 2 days ago in the Financial Times, and it said that they want to get out of fossil fuels, maybe kind of, sort of, but they're not sure, but they're thinking about it. So I think that's hysterical that they still want to make money, but we still want to save the planet. And the scientists say even if we stop fossil fuels today, we're past the tipping point. So I thought that was just interesting that all these world leaders and the Saudis, the UAE, and I don't blame them, are making oil deals. A lot of them is like, oh, we have to have language. You can put whatever language you want. You're not going to follow it. You don't follow anything else you guys write. So, I mean, it's kind of a joke, right? So, But today they came out with an article that said they finally agree on language. And I'm like, who cares? You're not doing anything. You've agreed on language since the 1960s, and the planet's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And your language means nothing.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's my
It's
soapbox.
crazy, but you know, I've been telling this many times before, also on the show, that we in Norway and in Scandinavia, especially in Norway, we have to lead on. You know, to have the yellow shirt on, to be in the front, and we are. Let's say we are in a cycle race. We are miles ahead
Oh, yeah.
of using money.
Right.
I'm not saying we are that very good, but we are using money for everything as long as it's green.
Right.
Now they have a battery factory, the only one in Norway. 87 municipalities were after the same contract,
Hmm.
and now it shows up they made a battery but nothing inside the battery.
Oh, like a politician.
Yeah. They made just an empty
Box.
thing,
Yeah.
box, but they still get money.
But you have an empty, so it's not really a battery. It's a box that you can put a battery in.
It's a box that creates money
Well,
for some. That's it.
yeah,
Apparently.
That's what it is.
yeah.
It's
a
all
money
about money,
box.
guys. What you don't know where you're living. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. We're in
You
a
don't
crazy
even
planet.
you don't even have to go outside your house. You just go to the
No.
internet and you read some news and you talk with some people, and then you realize that what we have created is a world that depends on money. And the question is, what is money? I don't know. It's an abstraction because it's nothing. It's a trust. Actually,
Well, it is because it's not back in the day of the United States until I want to say Nixon took us off the gold standard, but back in the day the money was printed and it says backed by the United States of America and gold. So you could
Yeah.
literally go to the Federal
Yeah.
yes,
Reserve
in
and
the
get gold.
70s, right?
Right. I think Nixon, if I'm not mistaken, Nixon's the one who took us off of the gold standard and then the money had to be reprinted that said it's not backed by basically anything. It's a good faith of the United States. So all the money in the EU is just backed by countries and governments. You have to trust it. It's no different than, if you will, an algorithm called Bitcoin or any of that other crap, right? You're just trusting that nobody's going to screw you. The only difference is we have central banks and that it readily accepts money or credit cards, where the crypto algorithms are not really accepted by a lot of people. So that's the only difference, right? So even if a bank goes bust, the government steps in. If your
Yeah, but
crypto
they went up
exchange goes
for
bust, it doesn't step
last
in.
time now.
Yeah.
They're
But
they're
we'll see.
they're up comparing to the beginning of the year, Bitcoins and Ethereum, because I'm
That's
watching.
because everybody's worried about the end of the world. But at the end of the day, central banks now are starting to get their own. They've had it. But your credit card is nothing more than a digital currency. Your central bank has digital currency.
It's
We
all
had a gentleman-
abstraction, Stephen. It's all abstraction. Also with the arts.
Right.
You buy like a famous artist, like which one? Let's say
You.
Rothko. I think.
Like you.
You know, I'm still living. I'm not that famous. You know, Rothko is dead. He created some really great art. He was a pioneer at that time. People are looking at it and say, "What? 80 millions for this? Like rectangles in colors? What the hell is going on?" Well, the guy was pioneer, etc., etc. But this value, it's an abstraction, of course.
It's bull.
Yeah.
It's if you're stupid enough to pay for it, you buy
It's
it.
not about stupidness or not, because people are making big money from this. You know, it's investment. It's one of the assets that we invest and we get value.
Yeah, I
other
agree
new stuff. You know, I'm following. You know, I'm arts. I'm a digital artist, and I'm onto NFTs. Not so much, but I am into it. I'm following onto cryptocurrency, etc. And I see new artists which come up like this because of AI also, and also digital art, that like 3 years I didn't know them, and they have prices 10 times my prices, 10 times. I'm more than 20 years. I'm 25 years. So it doesn't count the quality of your art. Doesn't count how long are you there. What it counts is promotion. If you make a good deal with some people there who have money and say, let's do a business, right? I'm going to pump you up, and you're going to, you know, stuff like this, which have nothing to do with art, actually.
Well, Morton's
And
an artist
the
too.
system goes
So
on, and everybody's happy. It's like this. We're
I'm
living a big
perfectly
lie.
agree with you.
Sorry.
I'm perfectly agree with you. If you were, in like in the NFT market, as long as you have a name, you can pick up a stone anywhere and you can
Look,
sell.
I
You
am
can,
on the NFTs. I am more than 2 years, so I'm
yeah.
some time now, like 3 years now. I am a name, but I haven't. I'll tell you something else. I never licked any asses. I don't like to do it.
Ah,
I
well, maybe
never
right,
do it.
behind
right,
closed
right,
doors with
right.
a
I never do
girl,
it,
but
and
other
I
than that,
also
so
despise like promoting myself, telling lies or how good I
right,
am and how much effort I put
Ah,
into this
right,
and how much of my heart is there and stuff like this. I just don't like to
yeah.
do it, and this has a
You,
cost.
right.
real
But
artists, real artists, they get rich after they
They're dead.
dead.
die.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, not true. There are some
No.
real artists which who is real artist? We have to define it.
Well, wait a
Yeah,
minute. Let me
yeah.
ask you this. Let
Well,
me ask you this. Do you guys think Banksy is a real artist, or has he got a good gimmick?
Banks,
Yeah,
Banksy.
Banks. Yeah.
I don't know if he's a real person. Maybe it's a group, a team. I don't
Okay.
know.
Mm.
But
Because
I think that
he's
it's
getting
been.
rich.
He's very rich.
Yeah.
He's very rich
yeah,
also with some tricks. His art actually
Right.
is not that crazy or changing the world or something very new in the world of art. Anyway, it's not really. It's
Right.
the whole thing that he started to paint on the wall. They started to take it off, to paint over it, and there is a meaning into it because he's supporting like Palestine
Right.
and other stuff, and it's
Mhm.
okay. It's his way to do things, but the quality of the art. But okay, who can judge actually? But okay, I judge. But
yeah.
I also think other critics also said it's not something super new or something super advanced in the times that we're living. Of
Right.
course it's hard to say what it's really what's the quality now.
Right.
Well, I think that the quality is what our society needs now. The thing that
Yeah.
helps our society and people like really go on and not towards the destruction of our civilization because it has a cost. I mean, okay, collect the millions. If
Right.
everything blows up, what you gonna do with the millions? You're gonna put it in your ass? Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna put it in your ass
Yeah.
because that's what greed actually does.
Right.
After some time, you put it in your ass.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but those people don't think about the future.
Right.
I don't say everybody, right? I mean,
No,
some
no,
people
no.
that you can see that they have no sense of future of also being together as a community. I don't know.
What we are missing out today, and we've been speaking about this again and again, is ethics and morals.
Definitely,
Because in the grounds of everything must be the ethics.
of
Uh,
course.
if it's only bullshit,
Right.
then let it be bullshit. And I don't care if they got $100 million for a stone
Right.
they just picked up on the street, because it's not real, it's fake.
Right. It's a perceived
It has
value.
to be.
That's all it
Yeah,
is. And everything is basically, if you will, bullshit. I mean, going back to like with the COP 28, it's all bullshit. They're going to come out with a bunch of resolutions. No
Yeah,
one's going to
yeah,
it's
follow them, and then
yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
So it's no different than art,
yeah.
or if
It's
it's a
just
diamond or
to the
whatever.
eyes of the people that
Go
they are
ahead, Rick.
doing something for bullshit. They're not doing anything.
Yeah,
They're actually
I
doing
agree.
things worse.
Yep.
That's
And they're
what
not
they're
helping
doing.
any, and they're not
But
helping
but
anybody.
but look, the check will come. We will pay
Yeah.
for it. We will
Yeah.
pay for it. You will
Yeah.
yeah,
see.
Well,
The world is becoming more crazy and more crazy. The
right.
experimentations go on, and we will pay for them. At the
Well,
end of the day, it's how you feel with your life. Are you
yeah.
satisfied? Are you happy? Are you a person who's fulfilled somewhere? It's about that. And it
Right.
doesn't matter the age, Of course, we, the older, we should take care a little more about the young guys because I'm thinking about
Yeah.
them.
Screw the young
yeah.
guys. I could care less. I'm leaving the.
You see,
This is it, and here's why I say that. I say
that's what
this.
they
I
say.
say this. Wait. I say this tongue in cheek to a point. But when I was a kid, I was like, we're going to save the planet. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And over the last 10 years, I read about recycling plastics as a waste, and this is a waste. And I'm thinking to myself, until there's 8 billion people, until at least 7 billion people decide we're really going to save the planet, I don't really care. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to drive a gasoline car because I like the boom boom. I don't want to drive an electric pansy car that makes no noise. They're not happening, especially from that idiot from South Africa. So that's not happening. I'm going to drive an electric car. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I don't really care. And you know what? If the kids that are growing up today, and they're bigger pussies than any I've ever seen in my life, if they want to change the planet, then let them go to university. Let them learn history, which they don't learn anything in school, and let them start doing something. But they don't, because they're mamby-pambies. We have a woke culture. You're going to get canceled. You know what? Fuck you. You want to do something? Put your big boy pants on and go do something. And the little Greta, whatever her name was, 16-year-old kid, really? You're going to go in front of the UN and tell them how bad you are? Great. It was a good publicity stunt. It didn't work. Nobody gives a shit.
How dare you? How dare you? That's the only thing people remember of Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, she does
Swedish
more than
girl.
we know, of course, because if you follow her, she's trying. Okay, that's her
Right.
path
Yeah.
in
That's
life.
great.
She's
But
trying this.
but you need more of her then. But the thing is that we're such a bunch of pussies that nobody calls anybody out because they're afraid. And this, so people watch TikTok or they watch Instagram because they want to see how you dance or how you do this or how you do that, right? They don't see. They don't. It's not for any other reason.
Yeah, but it's a trap also created by older people to create money,
Right.
to
Oh
put
no,
young
definitely.
people also. So they're in a trap also. They
Money.
don't know
Right.
actually what to do. So we can't just
No.
also woke culture. Okay, it's
Right.
exaggerated, but it's got some right. It's there for a reason. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, there are
Yeah,
things.
but is it the Harvard professors? Like, there's
Yeah.
anti-Semitism now on all these school campuses, and the professors are like, it's okay. No, it's not okay. I mean,
Of
like,
course, it's not
and these
okay.
kids don't understand history, so they're like, oh, Israel's terrible what they're doing to the Palestine and Hamas. Hey, read some history, and if I remember correctly, Hamas attacked Israel first, not the other way around. This is called
No,
war,
well, it's
and that's it.
more
So, but my problem
complicated.
is, and then on campuses, I was just reading an article where it talks about um, on the campuses now, anti-Semitism is at an all-time high. Jewish students are being harassed. I'm literally
Yeah,
we're
that's
the
really bad.
1930s. I'm waiting for the brown shirts. That's the next. You know what I'm saying? We're getting to
No, it won't
1934.
happen.
Oh, it will. Here's another thing.
No.
Newspaper today. Everyone's getting fed up now with the Ukraine and they're the rhetoric, and they're like, oh, we don't want to give them money anymore. Once the Ukraine falls, Russia's going to play the long game. They've done it, with Napoleon. They did it in World War II. They'll come in, and then you don't think it's going to happen. The Polish government, as you know, they just elected a crazy person. I think it's Sweden or Switzerland. Not Switzerland. Sweden, I think, just did another right winger.
No. Poland is okay.
Oh,
Poland
Poland's good. They got
actually is
one. They
okay.
got a new guy now.
Argentina
Okay.
is Argentina is
No, he's just a nut. I like the guy in
Yeah.
Argentina. He's a crazy guy. I want him
Totally.
to be the dictator of the world because he's just a crazy guy, and I love this guy. 'Cause
You
he's clueless.
you are thinking, Stephen. You are thinking about the new election in the Netherlands.
That's the one. Yes, where David
Yeah,
is right.
Netherlands,
Where they're
Netherlands, yes,
getting the
yes.
crazy guy that's going to start goose stepping at any moment. So
No,
what I'm
he's
saying.
outright. I think no, he's very right.
Oh, he's so right. He can't never make a left. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always right. When you are that right, you're always right.
yeah. He's well out there.
But look, there is a reason that why people are voting for those guys, and maybe if Trump doesn't go to jail, he might be elected again.
Well, this the one of the
I know that
attorneys.
you are in America. You tell us, but I think that people don't like Biden.
Yeah,
Why?
Biden. You know why?
He's
Because
old.
Biden
What?
doesn't make. He's 80 years old. He's falling down some stairs, and people are making fun of him. Trump's 80 years old too. Let's just be clear. I mean, they're the same age, but Trump has a team that is good with rhetoric, where Biden is really still old school politics, right? It's like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Where Trump's like, you're a dummy, you're this, and people are
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I love it,
Yeah.
I love it, right? So the other thing is that the attorney in New York, if I'm not mistaken, there was an article in The Economist and the FT yesterday. What they're trying to do is have the Supreme Court hear the case if he can be tried or if he gets presidential pardon for his crimes on January 6th for trying to take over the country's succession. So I think this is interesting. I know his trial starts on March 24th. The problem with it, I think, if Trump does run, and just say Biden runs, Trump's going to win. Full stop. The
Yeah, yeah,
Democrats,
yeah.
you need to get a new candidate, and Biden's not the
Yeah.
guy. If
Yeah.
Trump doesn't run, and I don't know who in the Republican idiot list you're going to get because they're all crazier than the next, then I'm not sure what happens, because if the Republicans lose and they start this, it was a fixed election, I think this time you have a civil war in America. I think they're that crazy.
No,
The
no, no.
speaker,
Don't
I
worry.
trust me when I tell you, no. The Speaker of the House is some like
No.
right-wing idiot that believes in, I'm not that he can believe in God, but he believes in God. He
Man,
thinks
we don't
homosexuals
know
should
what
be
war is.
killed.
We don't know what war is.
Well, you're about to find out.
The Ukrainians know what war is, for example, or the
Well,
Russians
no,
that are there on the
right.
front.
So does Israel and Palestine. They
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
war
they
is as
know,
well.
they know.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
dream
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
I had a dream today about the
So
war.
did Martin Luther King. Go
What?
ahead. Never mind.
Yeah.
I
You
had a
have a dream.
I had
have
a
a
dream
dream.
today, and it was a nightmare. And
Okay.
it was a long nightmare, very detailed, and it makes you think that our minds are capable of such a great thing to imagine, because a dream is a thing
Right.
that you are there being
Right.
yourself into an
So.
environment that your mind is creating,
Right.
and
Right.
everything
Yeah.
looks like really, really realistic, and you think you are there and there are people, and we were with guns, and like in a city. I was like in a city, and we're waiting for them with guns. I had a
Oh
pistol, I
wow.
had a gun, and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
afraid that they're coming, and at the moment I said, oh, maybe they are not coming. But
Right.
then they showed up somewhere in some moments, and then we showed, like I was in a bridge or something, we were seeing them. They
Right.
were like Asian people.
Oh, you can't
And
trust those Asian people.
I didn't know they were Chinese or who were,
Right.
yeah, I don't know, but they were like this.
Right.
And it
Right.
was really, really scary, because I thought that we're gonna, that it won't happen, that the war won't happen, but they
Right.
finally came. So there were some
Yeah.
shooting that were coming from this way, and at some point I woke up. But we don't know what war is. The people in America, the people that will think that they will start a war, they don't know what war is.
No, they
They
don't.
don't know what's the suffering from a war.
Correct.
If they will understand for a while, especially in America, especially in the West,
Right.
it stops immediately, because we are not made for wars anymore. Our life as we think of a war in our mind as a fantasy. We know it
Yes.
from games. We know
Right.
it from movies. It's
Yep.
not like this.
No,
It's
no.
not
People
like
really
this.
die.
It's
People
yeah,
people really die in the war.
and it's not
It's not
only
a game.
dying. Last year
Yeah.
there was the movie that won the foreign movie Oscar. It was from the front of the First World War. It
Oh,
was a
Western
German
Front.
movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw
If
that. It
you
was on
watch this
Netflix. It
movie,
was
it's
very good.
anti-war actually.
Yeah.
Watch this movie, and you will see that war is not a good thing.
Well,
Also, you were saying about Jews. There is a film. It's a Hungarian film. It was
right.
about Auschwitz, but
Yeah.
it was a movie that was filmed from the first perspective. It was all the time the movie.
Right. Right.
The
Right.
camera was moving inside the Auschwitz, inside the chambers and everything. If
Right.
you see the movie, you want to throw up, because
Yeah.
it's very realistic to what happened. People are dying. They were carrying them
Yeah.
out after they
Yep.
putting them in there.
Yeah.
Just few minutes, maybe not even a minute. I don't know how long it
Right.
lasted with the gases.
Yep.
And then they were taking the crops outside there with, like that, dead people,
Yeah.
dead young women, naked, everything like this. You want to throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the movie was, I don't remember the name. It's Hungarian. If you put Google, it will find it. Hungarian movie about Auschwitz.
All
How
right.
it was one title. I don't remember.
But unfortunately they've romanticized war, They don't show the like like in Saving Private
They
Ryan. In that big
monetize
scene,
war. That's
well,
what
they
it's
do, but
doing. I
Yeah,
tell you, it's
yeah,
everything about
yeah,
money. They even monetize,
right,
but the people, they
right,
don't understand. But you know what they think? Ah, we will control them.
right.
And they are right.
Hmm.
They are doing things, they control people now. They control
Yeah,
the masses. And we are
yeah.
part of it. I'm not taking
No,
yeah.
myself
not
out.
us, not
No,
us.
no,
We're
no.
not part of it
We
because
too. We
we have
too.
this.
No,
We too. We
Yeah,
too. But not, no, no,
no, no,
everybody.
we're not.
Everybody.
Okay.
Everybody,
hmm,
everybody,
No,
everybody, but not at the same
but
degree. Not
some.
at the same degree.
yeah.
Maybe we
Yeah.
are
Okay.
5%, but others are 95%.
Right, right, right,
We have still
Yeah.
some logic, still some
right,
thinking around. It's what you were saying, Stephen, about the young people. That
right,
because they don't have thinking, critical thinking.
right.
That's
It's
what they
true.
don't have. So they
Yeah,
fall for every bullshit they give it. Oh, Jews are bad. Oh, Jews are
right,
bad.
right, right,
Oh, then Palestinians are bad. Oh, Palestinians are bad.
right,
Oh,
right,
AI is good. Oh, AI is good. Well,
right.
everything is critical. There are good things and bad things. Well, when we are talking about Jews and the Holocaust, it's only bad. Only
That's
bad
correct. Yeah, there's
forever.
no good.
Never change. There's
Right.
never good. Never
But there's a
again. Never
but there's a
again.
right, but there's a percentage of the planet that doesn't even think the Holocaust was real, and that's what's so
Yeah.
pathetic.
Where
It's
there are
like
people
they
who
Yeah.
think that the world is flat.
well, they're
What can
idiots,
you
and they should
say
just be
to this?
taken out back and shot. You should never be allowed to procreate because if you're that
No,
stupid, then you're stupid.
no. This
So
is
You know,
democracy.
no, it's
guys,
not.
We-
guys, I had a very interesting conversation with an older guy than me, and
Wow.
we were talking about AI, and he
Right.
told me, because he's also sane. He's not insane, because most of the people are contaminated with bullshit.
Right.
Let's
yeah,
face it, and it's money behind everything.
of
So
course.
as he says, I'm looking forward to the AI. I
Yep.
hope that the AI will fuck the human beings and take over the planet.
Right.
Great. Have you?
It would be it would be interesting. Maybe they have more sense than us fucking human beings.
Good.
Well, he should watch Matrix, the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's
Let me.
Yeah.
it's
But
like
wait.
that.
Let me ask you. Let me just say this about that. I agree with you to an extent. So here's what's interesting. I just read an article that scientists now have created like artificial skin to put over a membrane to start creating a brain. So let me ask you
Yeah.
this: who says if because we can't go back 5 billion years when we probably all started to do stuff on this planet, not as embryos, but as what we are today? Who says that we're not AI? Right? We wouldn't know
Yeah.
if you
No,
think
no,
about
no,
it. If
no, no.
if
This is linguistic problem. AI, we call the humans something that we created, and it's not
right.
us. It's not dogs. Dogs, it's organic intelligence. Not
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but who's to
advanced
say
as we are.
that we as a
It's
planet,
linguistic.
right? But who's to say we as a planet, the human race as we know it today, who's to say that we weren't AI a million years ago and we've evolved to this? To the guy's point, where the AI takes over the planet a million years from now, they're us. Because I had a buddy that used to say, like always creates like.
Well, look, I don't know how the future
Uh-uh.
goes,
Right,
but if the future is about AIs and robots taking over the planet,
right.
the transition to it will hurt very much humans. It's like a war.
Yeah.
Why would
So
it hurt humans?
have you watched also, because I'm speaking a lot about movies also. Have you watched the series Black Mirror?
Yeah,
It's about the problems of the future and the AIs, the technology, everything. What kind of
right,
problems it might bring, like dystopia things, like dystopia situations
right.
that may occur. Like one episode, everybody's judging everyone else with stars, 5 stars, 3 stars, and
Yeah,
if you
but they're
have
doing that now. We're already
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that.
but
Yeah,
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 but
yeah,
the
yeah.
society is about that. If you're under 2 stars, you don't
Yeah.
have access to this. You don't have access to
That's
hospital.
China.
You don't have
China
access
does
to
that right
this.
now, which
Yeah,
China does social grading. China's already
so
doing
it's
that.
dystopia. But China is dystopia already.
Well,
It's
China's leading
dystopia.
the way. They're talking about doing that globally. Like, you have to have a social rating.
Well, we in the
Yeah. Yeah.
West, we have a lot of problems. We
Right.
are in a decadence. Right. Okay. But we still have some kind of democracy.
Right.
I mean, I can speak my mind about Biden, about Trump, that both are shit. I can do it.
Right.
Go to China or go to Russia and tell this.
No, you can't. You get dead.
You see?
You'll be dead.
Chop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Iran and say this. No.
Yeah.
No.
So you can see a block of
Right.
countries
Yeah.
that are proposing, look, guys, we are offering this.
Right.
And there is the West, which is in decay, in decadence. I admit it. That means we need change, and the change means that Biden should go out, Trump should go out. They're too old.
Right.
They're too old to run a country like the US.
Right. Yes.
I agree.
And it's not the US; it's the leader of the Western civilization, which is still, the democracy. I mean, the refugees come to the West; they don't go to China.
No.
They don't go to Iran.
That's
They
true.
don't go to Russia. Why they go
Not too many of them.
Yeah. If they go to Russia, they send them to Poland. If they go to Turkey, they send them to Greece, to go to Norway, to Poland, to I don't know where. You see, to the West.
Right.
Because there's freedom there still.
A perceived freedom, yes.
Yeah, we need to take care of it and preserve it as much as we can.
Right. I agree.
And we need to preserve also human civilization as much as we can, also against robots and stuff. And when I say robots, you can see already mechanical people. That people like they are like robots.
Yeah.
Well, is this the future that we want? We need to think about the philosophical.
That's the parents today are shit. Let's just be blunt. When we were kids growing up, our parents raised us because there was no iPad. There was no that your mom, your dad, your grandparents, they raised you. The kids today are shit. Their parents take them to restaurants. They stick an iPad in front of their face. If you told them some kid like don't do something, the parents like you can't say that to my child. Listen, your child's a piece of shit. Teach them some manners. That's why. So when you say the kids aren't going to do jack fuck. If you're helping the kids are going to save this planet, we're screwed. The Chinese kids will probably save it because they want them to all be doctors, lawyers, scientists, and whatever. And that's like the only country. Here you have these, they go to the elite colleges. They don't think for themselves because they're idiots. So there is nobody on this planet. And I'm sorry,
they don't think, sorry to interrupt you. They don't think for themselves, but they think about themselves a lot.
That's all they do. They think about themselves. And do I look good on social media? So the whole thing about they're going to save us, we're fucked. If you want somebody to, I'm all for the AI. I'm hoping HAL 9000 shows up from 2001. And I hope the AI overlords make it some sort of a utopia where everybody is in equal footing, where you have healthcare, everybody has food, and if you need to kill half the population, I'm okay with that.
I understand your point, but we need to build it onto ethics, as Morton is saying.
It's building itself. AI can build itself. Once AI gets released,
but you feed AI. AI, it's not something in itself. It doesn't exist by itself. You feed it with ethics. You put it like Morton was saying about ethics.
That's gone. There's no ethics
because
in
if
AI.
you feed the ethics, look, if you feed all the AI suddenly, Jews are bad,
right?
Then suddenly 80% of the population will say Jews are bad.
Well, they already say that.
I don't know why exactly. I don't know why exactly, but they are bad. I don't know. I have the feeling that they are bad.
Right, but they are the
what they're
population
doing in Palestine.
Jews. Right, I know, I got that, but my point is, they already think the Jews are bad. And we didn't do anything.
No, not yet. Not yet. Not 80% yet. But it might happen at 80%.
Stephen, what will happen the day you're asking your iPhone this Siri,
AI? Right?
And you're asking Siri, what about the Jews? Yeah. Are they okay? No, they are not okay.
Here, let's do that. Hold on. Let's find out. Hey, Siri, are the Jews good people?
I found this on the web.
10 key findings about the Jewish American Pew Research. Jews as the chosen people. Jews identify belief in the United States, Pew Research. So basically, it doesn't give you an opinion. It just basically says you can read some articles. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I have a proposal. I was in this summer. I've been many summers in Rhodes. You know, in your country, Adam. In Greece, it's the most loveliest place almost my favorite place, because everything goes very slowly.
Oh, you have to come to Crete.
I know. And if we go down there, things will settle down. Things, mañana, mañana, as they say in Spain, things will not happen the same day. So we will extend the time, because time is something here also. Time is important.
Oh
And
my God.
we will extend it, and we can have a drink, we can relax,
Mhm.
we can sing, we can do things that our parents did when we were kids.
Right.
We can just
We don't have to do what our parents did. They were living in their
no,
time.
Correct.
We are
I
more
know.
lucky in a way. And we
Yeah,
don't have to fight so much for survival.
Right.
But
no,
our parents had. It's easier
yeah,
for us to make a living. I mean, okay, it's not easy to become a millionaire, but it's more easy to get by. I mean,
Right.
yeah,
it's easier.
It gets
And
better by generation because, if you will, technology, where we're talking about AI
yeah,
and whatever.
yeah.
The problem, though, is I guess it may be in the late 90s or maybe the early 2000s. Well, in America at least, they stopped teaching the kids. Like, they don't know history, they know nothing. So when people say we're looking to you know how it used to be, like when I was growing up, the kids are the future because we all went to school, we learned, we blah, 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 right? Now, I would never say the kids are the future. I'd be like, AI's the future, but that's about it. I wouldn't trust a kid to do shit. I mean, I'm sure
But
there's
look,
some good ones out there, but they're dumber than a box of rocks. They don't have their own opinion. And it's like,
but Stephen, they are
seriously,
made to be like this. They're
that's their
they are
parents'
better
fault.
manipulated. It's not only parent, it's parents
yeah,
also. It's parents for sure,
Yeah.
because
yeah,
the parents should see that. Look, the system wants you to obey.
Right,
Okay,
right,
I'm
yeah,
talking now like 1984
right.
dystopia, but it is about that.
George Orwell.
It's
Yeah.
about
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
about
yeah,
Brave New World. We're
Yeah.
building something like that. The parents should tell you're very right. The parents should tell about the ethics, like Morton was saying. This is the
Yeah.
most important thing that
Yeah.
Morton was saying. They should teach the
yeah,
ethics, and they should
Yeah.
teach them to think, have critical thinking of their
Mhm.
own,
They don't.
not about what the AI will serve them.
Correct.
The AI is not nothing by itself. There are people behind it. The
Right.
people feed it and say, "Look, Jews are bad."
Right.
So
Well,
you see, we are seeing the thing that they're manipulated. That's what you don't like them, because they're
right.
manipulated. They're easy manipulated. Put something on TikTok and becomes
No, I
viral.
got
Well, first
right.
of all, things that become viral now
Yeah.
are totally
yeah,
stupid.
That's correct.
But they
yeah,
want them
yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah.
totally stupid because they
Correct.
want to create a
Yes,
society of stupid people to obey.
Right. And they don't
yeah,
read books and they don't read the paper and they don't read,
No.
I listened to them talk when I was a kid, when I was like young, when I was in single digits, I was reading the Wall Street Journal the best I could, or the New York Times, or watching PBS News or Wall Street This Week. I was watching all that, and I would watch 60. I remember the very first 60-minute show. I think I was 6 or 7 when it came on. I watched all that because to me it was like you had to learn and you had to read. Kids today are like, they play video games. They do. There's no reading. That's going back to your war thing. So you're right. They think war is a video game. War is not a video game. This is not a video game. So, to an extent, George Orwell's 84 is here because it is like
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
mindless sheep. They'll obey. They'll do this,
yeah.
and then you have a certain age of the population. Let's just say anybody that's over. I'm being generous. 50, okay, maybe
yeah,
45 at that level, that were brought up the old school way where you have to think, you have to
yeah,
do this, you have to do that, you listen, you have a dialogue, and you go boom, 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 boom. And then you've got everybody just say under 45, morons. Like
Well,
90% of
okay.
them, totally idiots.
Let's not generalize totally and
I
put
said
them
no,
into
no,
one.
90%.
no,
There's
Yeah.
the other
no,
10% that aren't. I'm just
Well,
using
I
that
think
as
it's
a thing.
bigger. I think it's
Oh, okay.
bigger, but okay.
Yeah.
But you know something, we are not very helpful when we talk. Oh, when I was young and stuff like
Right, right,
this. We need to help
no,
them
no,
with
no,
their
no.
right,
yeah, because it's totally different world now. We need to help them to have the
Agree,
ethics
agree.
that we
right.
have, to choose those ethics that are timeless and
Exact,
needed,
exactly.
But I
Yeah.
do, but you
And
do, and I
impose
do.
them into right now, into this
Right.
time that we're living
But
somehow.
we do.
And,
And I
and
meet like my stepson, I'll say things to him and he'll just like look at me like I have three heads or I'm the RCA dog. And I'm like, I teach him very old school ways, like how to be a gentleman, how to do right. And I know that once he leaves, that's not what he's taught. And that's fine. Listen, I don't care. And even his friends, when they're here, I'm like, he got to, and they look at me like I'm an idiot. Or if I run into some young people and they're talking
Yeah.
or, and I say, hey, did you ever do? They just look at me like, no, nobody does it. Like, you're old. I'm like, that's right. I'm old. And my little pinky has more IQ points than your whole family. So you should listen to the old guy so that knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, but
well,
we need to be careful about
if
the language that we use.
No, I use very nice
also it's
language. I
important.
speak to them like they're morons
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they
I
are.
know.
And I use
Your
one and two
intentions,
syllable words.
look, your intentions are good. I know it
Right.
because I know you
yeah,
also. I know you. I mean, I've never met you.
Right.
Like, I'm
no,
hoping
no,
for the day. And also
Right.
Morton. Morton
yeah,
was right. We should come to Greece slowly. Everything
We're gonna go have a big.
slowly.
We'll have a
We
week in
drink.
Greece.
yeah,
Everybody
We
from two
drink
old farts. Yeah.
our food slowly. We talk
Yeah.
slowly. It's
yes,
going to,
yes,
and
yes,
it
Can I
will.
smoke cigars in
Yeah,
Greece?
of
I'm coming to
slowly,
Greece.
yeah, yeah,
slowly,
yeah.
Slowly. I smoke them
You
very
can
slowly.
you can
Okay.
slowly.
unfortunately there's a law, of course, against the smoking cigar, but if you go to the coffee shop,
Yeah.
I'm moving to the village again soon, but in
Yeah.
the village there is a cafe neo. It's a place, a
Yeah.
coffee shop. We
Yeah.
are 150 people there, and
I'm
it's a
coming.
meeting place. If you go
Okay.
there, people are smoking
I
normally,
love it.
so
All
it's
right, I'm going.
against the law.
People don't care. Now in the summer, I was smoking inside every places.
Okay.
People
But
don't
Morton,
care.
we have
It's
23 degrees today. 23 degrees. You can sit
I know, I
outside.
know.
It's not a
So
problem.
for everybody
But
in outside of everybody in America, 23 degrees, so you guys are all clear, is
yeah, yeah.
86 Fahrenheit because they have to do math and none of them know how to convert. So it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit, just
I
so
don't
we're
know how
clear.
to convert.
But I have a suggestion because, for example, let's talk about and make a whole program about empathy.
Okay.
What
Oh, that's
is
another.
what was empathy 200 years ago, 600
Yeah.
years ago, 1,000 years ago, and our father and mother generation and our generation and
Right.
the next generation. It's not the constant thing.
Right.
It's how, but we have to learn the basics and we have to interpret it into our time. But
Right.
that's what's missing. The schools are not teaching us what the old Greeks
Yeah.
and the Romans thought us.
The kids don't even know what who the old Greeks are.
Etos logos.
Right.
I'm an
They
old
don't
Greek.
know. Yeah,
but
but
Morton,
it's so important.
I agree with you, but the kids don't learn that. They don't learn philosophy anymore. They don't study Aristotle and they don't study, I call it Plato, but they don't understand Pluto or Plato for the kids at like Disney. But I mean, they don't have a
Yeah.
clue of who these guys are. So it's like, okay, but if you don't understand the foundation of humanity, which is what they don't teach them, like they have no, to your point from earlier, there's no foundation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when they get to a certain age and someone says, hey, what about this? What about that? They're like, but it's like Instagram. Like when they say something and I'll say to them, hey, why do you have that thought? Like when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on the face, I said, we were out like eating dinner with my stepson and all his friends. And I said, what did you guys think of that? And they go, he deserved it. And I was like, really? Why did he deserve to get slapped? And they said, because so-and-so said so. And I was like, really? So I tried to have like a debate with them, like why that's not really right. And they were like, but this guy, I go, so some guy on the internet told you that's correct. And you didn't think about, is it correct? So I said to the one kid, so if you make fun of my wife right now, I can slap you. Well, he goes, well, no. I go, well, you said it's okay. Because I said, Will Smith just slapped Chris Rock for the same thing.
Well,
He said, well,
the
that's
same.
not, that's
Right.
right. And he says, oh,
Yeah,
so,
there was an assassination a few days ago in Greece that there was a couple, a married couple, that the
right,
guy killed the woman because
right.
he said that she cheated on me.
Wow.
We don't know if it's right, if it's true or
Right.
not, but he's still on his point that she deserved it.
Because she cheated.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
he's not right. Maybe he imagined it, because people imagine things also because they
He
are so
was
crazy.
dreaming. He was daydreaming. Maybe we never know.
Maybe I don't know. But
I
but
did
but
see I did see something funny. A friend sent it to me. There's a guy on Instagram. He sits there with his wife and he starts apologizing for all these things, looking at other women, having an affair, and at the very end he goes, of course this was in her dream. It wasn't in reality, it was in her dream, to your point. So I just thought that was like, oh, that's interesting. And that's true. My wife will wake up once in a while and go, I had a dream, and then she'll be mad at me for the day because there was a dream that I
Yeah,
did
of
something, and
course.
I'm like, I was in bed all
Yeah,
night with you, so I don't know if I did any of this. So
and you
it's a
should
crazy
feel
world.
guilty.
Yeah, you should, right. Well, I'm Jewish. I feel guilty all the time. Even if the sun comes up, I'm guilty it came up. It may not be sunny somewhere else. It's a thing. So, but
But
no, it's a
the
different world.
life is a dream, and the
Yeah,
older you get, the faster the time goes.
correct.
yeah,
Correct.
the
When I
feeling of
was 18,
time.
yeah, the feeling of time,
Yeah, because time is constant,
it
or
is
it doesn't
constant.
exist actually.
And they say it doesn't
Yeah,
exist. It's just something we made up.
yeah,
Our minds create this.
Yeah, because we
yeah.
can't understand what's the
Yeah,
real
physics is what
reality.
they're saying. It's
Yeah,
not fundamental. It's emergent
Yeah,
property of
yeah,
quantum mechanics actually.
yeah.
But our
yeah.
lives is based on time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Morton, go on.
I, I love the Romanians. They say time is not going; it's coming. For
Oh,
every minute, time is coming nearer.
Yeah, it's
nice.
It's a
precious.
totally
Yeah,
different way of thinking, and we need kind of a world revolution, kind of.
yeah. I
I,
think
I'm
so. In a good way,
don't
not a bad way.
Yeah,
in a good
in a
way,
in a
where
constructive.
we are kind to each other,
Right.
where it's not fine to have to make programs on the internet where you're shooting people.
Right.
It's sick. It's
Yeah.
sickness.
Well,
Yeah, it's sick, but this is what Morton is saying is this is the right thing. How we should maybe, because this is another topic, how we should, the older guys, talk to the younger guys.
right.
That we should propose them, not saying to them that, look, when I was young, we're doing, no. We represent the kindness. We represent
Right.
the empathy. They will understand this
Right.
because they also feel the need for this.
Yes.
Trust me, they
Exactly.
Stephen
don't.
is not
No,
agreeing.
that's
Oh, no, shit.
bullshit. I listen. I love you two guys, but let me tell you, I have to
You can
deal.
tell
With,
us
I have to
2,000
deal.
points.
I deal with the children on a daily basis, and let me tell you, they don't have. If they don't, first of all, they don't know what the word empathy means. That's the first problem. The second
They
problem
need
is
to be
when you try.
taught.
Well, you try to
Yeah.
teach them, but it's just that they could care less. Like when I teach or try to teach something, 20 minutes later, I hear, I'll never be good. I'm like, no one wants you to be good enough. All we want you to do is just think about these things. And so whether you talk to them like they're a first grader or you talk to them like an adult or somewhere in between, they just don't get it. And most of them don't want to get it because they can go back to mommy and daddy, and then mommy and daddy give them their iPad so they can watch Netflix, and then that's it. So as much like I think
Let's
doing a show on
So you see the
empathy would be
problem
great.
also, but
I
you
see the
already
problem.
pointed. You already pointed it out. It's
Yeah,
not their fault. Look,
right.
it's not their fault.
It's the mom and
They are
dad.
they are fed like this with stuff,
Right.
with iPads, applications, games, stuff like just
yeah.
go play there, and it starts
Right.
from very
Go play.
early. Like the parents, they
Go
don't have
play.
time, so
Right.
take this iPad, just stay there, do what you
Yeah.
want.
And play.
Uh,
And play.
Right,
yeah,
right.
just play it, but leave me alone. I have
Shoot
my own
some. Shoot
problems.
some people. Shoot
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people.
Shoot some people.
That's
I have
what
my own
that's
problems.
what
I
we
don't
are
have
learning
enough money.
people.
Everything
Yeah.
is
Right.
expensive. Well, then you can talk about the generations before. You have problems. Well,
Empathy. And then we're talking about empathy.
Right.
I
In the
don't.
next minute, after the kid has been shooting 600 people, then he should think empathy. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I just
impossible.
wiped
But
out.
I have a suggestion. Stephen, Adam, and all the others. Let's meet somewhere in Adam's great country where
Come on,
everything
to
goes
my island. Come to Crete.
very slowly. Let's go
Okay.
to Greece and sit down, and we we can stay all night because time is at no present.
Well, we're all going to go to Greece, drink ouzo, drink scotch, and have cigars. I'm there. I'm planning a trip for the summer. Then we're coming. So that's it. We'll do the
Come
show
on.
from Greece. Okay,
Come on,
we'll
come
come.
on.
Yeah.
It's not that
Why
bad.
not make an appointment? Like make it
Make an
with
appointment.
David
You're my
also
friend. I'm not making an
all together.
appointment.
I will find you places where to stay, cheap and
Okay.
everything close. We take cars, we go around. I'll show you things, history, and everything. You're gonna
Yeah.
have a great time, and also it will. You will see that here in Crete, you will see history everywhere, and
I
very
like
very
that.
old
I
history,
like
very very
history.
old history. We will go just
All right.
for a walk, and I'll show you. Look, do you see this? This ceramic. It's this.
Yeah.
This was created 3,000 years ago. People were using
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
Cool.
3,000 years ago.
All right.
That doesn't have any value like from the archaeological or because we have a lot of them here.
Right.
But it's a feeling that there were people who were eating from this kind of piece like 3,000 years. They don't
Yeah.
exist anymore.
I
Yeah.
have some of those artifacts tucked away in our warehouse for Chinese artifacts, Greek artifacts, and whatnot from many years ago. So yes, I like that because it's just I think I was probably born 5 million years too early. I should have been when we were more advanced.
No,
And I like
Stephen,
it.
you
But
are
yeah.
born and born again and die and
Oh, I
born
know.
again and
That's
die
the
and born again.
absolute. We talk
It's
about
the
that on this show.
absolute,
The
and it's
absolute.
never ending. It's never
Yeah.
started. It's
Yeah.
always like this.
It's always
This
here
is
we
my
are.
Yes.
philosophy.
It's the Thursday hypothesis. Every day is Thursday.
Exactly.
There you go. It's true.
Every day.
There's a scientist. That's
But
his
still, we
hypothesis.
have a
Every day is Thursday.
responsibility. But
Yes.
still, we have responsibility in our lives, in the position that we are, like Morton, Adam, Stephen, etc., to create a better world for It's like
Everybody.
this. Yes.
And
Kindness.
I agree.
Kindness. Time.
Right.
To invest time in the children. If you're investing time, that's why, especially in Norway, I see the grandfathers and mothers. They are much more with the kids now than before, and they are teaching them, not the parents.
And that's how it should
And
be.
that's
My grandparents taught me when my mom and dad were at work. I was with one of my grandmas, or I got grandma and nana, or I was with papa or my granddad, and they taught you. And then when your parents came home, it was just a continuation, and you learned and you did. But today is just like, I don't know. It's a different world. The technology is great, and I'm happy for the tech. It's just, I think because I like the old world values, I wish we'd go back to the old world values.
The ethics, like Morton was saying.
And keep going with the tech, but
empathy. Morton today, he said some words which are like key words for topics, so we can speak about it. Like
I think next week is empathy.
Days.
We'll do a whole show on empathy next week. I mean, I don't have any for anybody,
we don't know,
but we
the
can
future.
do it because I want to hear what it's all about. So.
And when we go to Greece, we can send hour by hour, step by step. We're always online, and people can follow us when they have time,
you mean we will be like a Big Brother, guys?
Like Big Brother, yes. I like it. That's cute.
So they will be watching us. You know what they will see? Because this is Greece, and it's been like forever. I think also the ancients were doing this.
Right.
We will be drinking, eating, and talking philosophy. That's it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we do on this show.
And making love, because they were also
I like you guys, but I don't like you that much.
Together.
I'm just saying, And with that pleasant note, we're going to say goodbye to everybody. So for all our Jewish friends, your Hanukkah ended on Thursday. So happy belated Hanukkah to everybody. And for all the Gentiles who have that fake religion, who follow baby that originally wasn't born in December, but probably born in August, we won't discuss that. You have a happy Christmas, but we'll be back next week. And wherever you are, we love peace and love. Try not to kill each other. And as Morton would say, a little bit of empathy will go a long way. And we'll see you all next week. And on Monday, Adam will be live at 9 o'clock in the morning, New York time. If you want to catch Adam on the eve, don't forget the merch if you want merch. And that's it. And David will be back next week, guys. So thank you very much. We'll see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers.